Um, no, I'm not on my computer.
Okay, I just hit record. I'm going to mute you guys just so that I don't get background stuff. Okay, so really just kind of wanted to focus on two things for this call. It's not going to be very long, but I wanted to kind of briefly talk about groups because I feel like at this stage in our business, and I know we have new coaches and whatever, but depending on the amount of time you've been a coach, like really it takes like what, maybe 1 month to 2 months to figure out and know how our groups are run, right? Our challenge groups, it's very simple. We should all and I should be classified as an expert. And Jessica and any coach that's been in the business longer than a few months, like you are at expert level with running groups because it's not hard. It's not hard to run a 3-day refresh group, a challenge group, a sneak peek, whatever it is. Number one, because we have scripts that make it super easy. Number two, you have your own knowledge about the products and programs and whatever, so that you can always fill in gaps. Like sometimes Jess and I, when we're running groups, we fill in gaps where we feel like maybe we need to add something else to this group or something, right? So we'll kind of fill in a gap, or somebody will go live and discuss a topic. So it's really simple to run the groups, but at this point, and like I said, if you've been a coach for like 1 to 2 months, you kind of got to like level up and step up. So and we're getting ready for 2020, and this is a really good time to kind of like evaluate, okay, I could fill my own calendar with some events, because what we found is running our groups together are amazing. So we're not changing that. I'm not recommending that you go off and run your own group. What I'm recommending is that, and I think a lot of times, or I know, since we run our groups together, most coaches who do nothing besides just maybe show up for accountability, which is fine, they're soaring through the group, right? Because there's nothing they have to do. There's no tasks. The group's been set up for them. There's nothing. We're just now delegating. And part of this, like I take a little bit of blame for, just because I'm not really great at delegating and saying, hey, you need to do this and you need to do this, or can you help me with this? Sometimes I just do it because I'm like, so we've recently started delegating out the scripts, which is nice, because then you're showing up as a leader in the group because they're seeing your posts, your customers are seeing your stuff, your coaches are seeing your stuff, right? Because whether or not you want to run your own group, and there's no right or wrong. If you want to run your own group, I think it's okay. I think it's cool. You just know that you won't have the activity and the not energy necessarily, but the engagement necessarily is what we have in our group, just because we have so many people. So it's a good thing to, like Miranda said, to learn how to take charge of a group. And I think it's important that everybody runs one, like every month. Maybe it's or at least co-runs one with another coach. Maybe it's just a free group. Maybe it's just like a 5-day, whatever, like Lindsay Gray's doing the 12 days of fitness or whatever. So, which I know that that's not necessarily what we want to do right now, because it's like in just a few days, we don't have time for that. But so we're thinking about January, right? We're running a Take Your Morning Back group, Jess and I, with our a whole team wide. But what group can you run to help your business grow, to help showcase you as a leader? And I want to talk about kind of like being a leader of leaders, because I want to be a leader of leaders, which means that I want to be leader enough that I build a team of leaders, right? And that's what we all want. If you want to run a business and build a business, you have to be a leader of leaders, because you got to be able to level up and step up and show your coaches what to do, show them that they can do. And it's not all about doing more and more and more, but a lot of times we might be consistent, but where are we missing? Where are there gaps that we might be missing? Where can we fill in a little bit more, to show up a little bit more, to showcase our products, the new products, a little bit more, right? How can we just show up more and level up to what we need to do in order to grow a team and grow a community of people who look up to us as leaders? So basically, like, I think we just need to be experts at stepping up. And stepping forward and being like, okay, I want to run this group. A 3-day refresh group is so simple to run. Like, I set it up in, 15 minutes the other day when I did my script, and most of the people in our 3-day refresh group are our team. But that's cool because that keeps people engaged. Like, I don't even think I had one customer purchase it, but I had a lot of coaches or several coaches purchase it in my downline. And that's a lot of times why we run it, because we all need accountability and our team needs accountability. It's not always for the new prospects. So I think it's important for us to think about January, and we're going to be talking a lot this month on our calls about like January goals, setting 2020 up for success. Like, how do you want it to look different? How is it going to be different than 2019 was? Because it's always got to be better, right? I mean, that's our goal, is to make it better. Our goal is to better ourselves. Right now I'm like working big time on my mindset, because I know that I need to better myself in order to be equipped to start 2020 out really strong, and to be more organized to start out January with a plan. Like, part of my, I think, failure, and I'm not calling it a failure, but like something that I could have worked on harder, that I should have worked on harder, probably 2 things in my business that I could talk about so far are organization, meaning planning things, like instead of waiting till the last minute and then being like, oh crap, we're supposed to run a group next week and I don't have anything done and whatever. So I'm working hard to do that better, and I'm working on personal development better. So it's kind of a self-honesty check sometimes. Like, okay, what can I do to, like, why am I not signing coaches? These are questions you can ask yourself. Why am I not signing coaches? Why am I not hitting Success Club? How can I improve with time management? What can I remove to make the time? Am I being consistent in the way that I think a leader should be? How can I grow? What will I start implementing tomorrow to set myself up for success? So you can look at all these things like the first 2 questions could be a negative thing. Why am I not signing coaches? Why is my team not growing? You could make that a negative thing. I don't want you to make it a negative thing. I don't want you to beat yourself up about it. Like, yeah, I'm not growing. I'm not signing coaches, and I must be doing something wrong, and I'm not growing my team, and I'm not hitting Success Club. And I feel like I'm doing most of the things, but blah, blah, blah. Like, this isn't to beat you down. This is to ask yourself, because you really should be hitting Success Club, or you should be coming really stinking close. You should be at least signing a coach or 2 a month. Like, if you're working your business and you're being super consistent, and I only tell you this just because I've went through times where I didn't sign a coach for a month, and I thought, man, what's the deal here? Because like, I really, in order to grow my business, I mean, it doesn't take, it's not rocket science. I know I need to sign a coach or 2. I know I need to keep looking for builders. I know I need to keep looking for people like me who want to run with this. So it's just that self-evaluation. Like, am I not presenting the opportunity? Am I not showing up as a leader? Do people maybe not see me that way? And there's no wrong way right here. It's like, we're in the here and the now, and this is all moving forward. This is all just like, let's think about what we've done in 2019 and where we can grow and where we can do better, right? Because when we show up and when we level up and when we step up and we really just take the bull by the horns and relook at our vision and refocus and make the time and make the work hours and spend the time and do the stories and do a post and really just be vulnerable and all those things consistently, that's when we're going to see success. And that's why I recommend you do it now. I recommend you evaluate, because I feel like I've had this mindset before in December. It's such a busy month. I just need to hit Success Club. I don't have time to put a ton of extra energy into this, because I really just need to hit Success Club. And then in January, I'm going to get my SHIT together and I'm going to like whatever. And I don't have that mindset this time, because, and Abby and I were talking about this. I almost didn't run a new coach group, but I dropped the ball last month and I didn't run one. I think because I didn't sign very many coaches and I didn't really feel like we had a bunch of new coaches on our team, which isn't always a good thing that you don't run a group, because it gets you out of the routine. Like I should have still did it because that's what you do. Because even if I had one person to benefit from that group, maybe an old coach who was encountering or refocusing or whatever. So, but what I was going to say is Abby and I was almost not going to run a group. And then Abby was like, yeah, it's December. I'm just going to start in January. And I said, you know what? We don't stop working our business. Like we're not going to stop showing up, you and me. So why would we not run this group for our team? Because you've signed coaches and I've signed coaches and I have girls on my team who have signed coaches and I'm sure she has too. So I'm like, why would we not run this group? Right. So some of it is just like almost being loyal to those leadership, what's the word I'm looking for, but just like being loyal to what you have in your mind as a leader. Like whether or not you think that it's kind of like running a whole different group that you've never run, like maybe a Black Friday sale, which we should have done probably, but we didn't. Whatever, Cyber Monday, whatever. It's like running that and not really knowing what you're going to get out of it, right? You're like, okay, we could try this, but we don't really know. But a lot of this business is just doing it because it could benefit someone. It could help someone move forward. It could help someone grow. It could help you grow as a leader by stepping up to run something that interests you. So think of something that interests you. Like Miranda's really good at food. So she could maybe run something on, whatever, recipes, like, I don't know. Or like I saw the other day, someone had like a cauliflower swap, like recipe, booklet thing, like ebook. I'm not saying you would run a whole group on that. I'm just saying that like, you could almost call it like some vegetable swap group or something where you're mixing stuff up and helping people understand, that they can do different things with vegetables, whatever. So think of something that interests you that you could run in January, that you could grab at least one customer or one coach that you have on your team. And you could ask them, hey, let's run this together. Because guess what? I can ask Miranda and I know I can count on her. I can ask Tamara. I can ask Jess. I can ask anybody on this call and so many more people in our team. And I know I can count on them because you guys are like leaders and you guys show up. But what if you ask somebody who doesn't know that they're good at it? They don't know that they could really do this business very good because they never got on the calls and they kind of show up. Maybe you see them doing their workouts, whatever, but like they could really be of value and they could gain confidence by pairing up with you because you're their leader, right? So it's you and them. You're their leader. What's that going to do for you? It's going to boost your leadership, like confidence. It's going to help this other coach gain confidence. It's going to probably bring you guys closer together to where you could run something else together and hopefully get them just more involved. So that's one way of showing that you're a leader. Another way is just to like be bold and team up with somebody else in our team and run a group, or do it by yourself. I'm not saying you should do it by yourself because you never want to feel like you're alone in this business. There's no reason for that. But I'm just saying like you're welcome to, run and do something on your own. So I wanted to think about things that you can do to expand what's missing in your business. Where do you feel like you might be falling short? And this isn't a negative thing. It's just for us to look at ourselves to see where we can move forward, where we can grow, where we can change, and where we can be successful. Because I do this all the time to myself. And I try to do it in a healthy way. I'm trying to really add, like I journaled today. And that's like probably the first time that I've really, truly journaled. Like journaled my thoughts, journaled my heart, journaled what was on my mind, and knew that I needed it. Knew that I needed it for my mental health because I'm struggling right now. And so, whether you do that or whether you like, that's a group in itself. I mean, heck, that would be a really cool group to run with a spin on it about journaling and kind of just like whatever. But anyway, so I try to just self-evaluate, like, okay, I know I'm a good leader, because I show up and I have this and this and this, and I can see those things in myself, but I can also see where I can grow and where I can, be more successful and be a better leader for you guys so that you gain more success. So maybe write some things down. Maybe write some things down as to what you want to do in January. And I've been making lists. Like, it's really helped me because I've told you guys that I'm like terrible with like sometimes time management. I'm terrible sometimes with lists and to-dos and tracking and all the stuff. It's just like not how my brain works. So I've been trying to just write stuff down. Like, okay, like after we get off the call, I need to like write down and think about, okay, tomorrow, in order to have a successful tomorrow, what could I do to start my day off right? Like, maybe I can fit in some time before my workout, or maybe I could do a to-do list for my lunch break. Like, when I was working, I should have done that. You know, I should have been more proactive as to like, I could maybe fit 2 different things in tomorrow on my lunch break, and I could do that. And that would make me, because that stuff that you do, and Brad, our mindset coach, talked about this to one of Jessica's questions that she asked him about. And I have the same problem that she has. And I call it a problem because it really is, that you don't feel fulfilled or successful sometimes if you don't get your to-do list done. And I have to limit the way like he says, you're giving your to-do list power. Like, you're giving that thing power where it doesn't deserve that. Like, if you're never going to be fulfilled if you're constantly chasing like that to-do list. So I don't want you to make it like that. I want you to make it like, you know, okay, who can I inspire today? Who can I get in front of? What could I share today that someone desperately needs to hear? Like, what value can I share? Who can I inspire? You know, who is like needing this lifestyle so bad that they don't even understand yet, but they're going to know because, you know, I'm going to have conversations today that are going to lead to some really good stuff. So think about those things. So why am I not signing coaches? Why am I not hitting Success Club? How can I improve with time management? What can I remove to make the time? Like, we all know that we could find more time in our day to do things for our business. So where could you fill that gap? Am I being consistent in the way that I think a leader should be? You know, and they say, like, you know, do 10 times what you're asking your leaders to do. And maybe 10 times seems like a lot. So whatever you want to say, if you want to say 5 times, do more than what you're asking people to do, because it's going to benefit you. It's going to come back to, just benefit you in so many ways, because it's going to grow you as a leader, because you're pushing yourself in a good way. I hope it's in a good way, because you don't want it to be in like a negative way, but in a good way. Like, I know I can do this. So why wouldn't I do a little bit more today? Why wouldn't I reach out to a few more? Why wouldn't I do a post? What's been on my heart? What's been on my mind? You know, maybe I could meet with one of the coaches in my downline. Maybe I could do a shake and share that I never planned, or whatever. All those things that could just really benefit you in big ways. How can I grow? That's like something that we should be, that's what Brad says, you know, something we should be thinking about. We should be focusing on growing and loving each day. Like, how can we grow and how can we love more? How can we love more people? How can we be kind to people? And what does that do for us? That fulfills us in a big way when we do things for others. And that's what this business is. We're doing things for others, which is huge. It's part of how we grow too. And then what will I start implementing tomorrow to set myself up for success? So I just feel like and I always say this, and I've said, I don't always say this, but I've said this several times. I think we really just have to come together as a team. We have to just make it work, you know, figure it out together and share goals together. And I'm going to be asking, I've already asked a couple of my coaches for their goals, but like, you should be thinking about your goals for 2020, because it's a clean slate. It's like, show up for the next 3 weeks, like do the best you can through the crazy busy holidays, and show up and surprise yourself that you can do more than you thought during the holidays. Because I feel like I'm already surprised. Like, even with Thanksgiving, I felt like I surprised myself with what I could do, you know, and I didn't make as many excuses. And I don't know, just sometimes you surprise yourself when you're showing up more, and you're making goals, and you're, you know, just believing that you can. So really, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about. and so many times I see this with so many coaches, and this is what I had wrote down. So many times coaches show up based on their feelings, based on their kids have a bedtime, which I get it. The calls are on at a bedtime time. I know it's hard, but we all have, like, we're all got kids and they all got a bedtime, and, you know, but we can make it work. Right. So show up, like, not based on your feelings, not necessarily always based on the day that you had and the stress maybe that you're under. And I understand there's times where you just, like, literally, like, you just can't take on one more thing. And I get it. Because like with mental health, I have been feeling that way too lately. So I totally get it, but show up not based on your feelings. And I think so many coaches show up when they feel like it. They show up when they're waiting for the good day. They're waiting for the Monday. They're waiting for the, they're going to start this program over again. And all of those things can be okay. But if that's your pattern and that's the continuation and that's the story that you tell yourself every single day, then that's the pattern that you're going to continue on. So I want you to just think about that. And you all on the call, I know that you guys show up, and so I love you. But I hope that helps you guys in just kind of like setting December up for success. Right now, it's pretty cool. They've given us like promo codes. They've given us bars on sale, which I think could be huge for your business. I really do. I've talked to a lot of people and mainly not a lot, but several coaches in my downline who are like, like, I hate that workout. I won't do it. And I'm like, that's fine if you feel that way about it, but you know how many people will like it? You know how many people like need something low impact? And I think it's cool to switch up your variety of workouts. Like Morning Meltdown 100 is a little intense for some people. And it was intense for me at times. And I'm even scared to start the work because I know it's intense. I feel like I'm going to die. I know, Miranda's shaking her head. But it's like a lot of people can't do the work. Like asking them to do the work would be so discouraging to them because there's a difference between believing in yourself and anyone could do it. Like, let's face it, if they really, truly wanted to. But if someone who hasn't worked out for a while, bar is, and not just for someone who hasn't worked out for a while, but what I'm saying is I think it's a huge target market for this type of program. And I think we should share the heck out of it. So I've been trying to put stuff up on my stories. I, of course, did the sample. And now that the sample's available on that Vimeo or whatever that website is, we can do it anytime. So we can do the sample again. If you didn't get to post and share about it, you can always do that sample workout again. But I'm really excited about it. And so utilize the Beach Bar comes out tomorrow. So utilize all these things, like any former customers, any coaches you have, like encourage them to try the new Beach Bars. Like you should be ordering them to try them so that you can talk about them. You should all be ordering them, tomorrow. I know I'm going to get like at least a box or I don't know. So with the challenge pack being on sale, we can totally make December successful. Like I have no doubt. And if you are interested in bar and you're going to do bar and you want to, you should literally be leading with bar. Lead with the thing that's going to get you the most results. With it being on sale, like it's silly not to lead with it, especially when you're going to do it because you know that you're excited about it and you can share that with people. Like I always lead with the program that I'm going to do. And like I just started promoting the work and I did get I probably got four customers to do the work and like a couple new coaches and then some coaches in my downline. So you never know who's going to be interested because a lot of coaches in our downline don't really always pay attention to all the stuff coming out, right? Because if they're not a working coach, they might just not be really paying a lot of attention. And that's okay, but we want them to be involved too. And obviously it boosts volume and it helps them to do something fun and stay accountable. So I'm going to be inviting to bar and I'm going to be sharing with our whole entire team the Beach Bars, and then bars obviously available tomorrow. It goes the same thing like Morning Meltdown where you get the first, I think, 10 sample workouts as a coach. Or if someone buys the challenge pack, they have to be a coach they have to sign up as a coach in order to get those 10. So it's like Morning Meltdown, which is it's really different. That was never like this. That was the first time they ever did that. And I think it's confusing personally. But whatever. And then they lose it for a few days or something. Cause then I don't know. Anyway. so that's pretty much all I wanted to say. I wanted to kind of keep it about 25 minutes. Does anybody have anything they want to add or say?
You can do the work.
Really?
Dude, okay, I know it sounds crazy, but even after a week of doing it, I feel so different. I've worked muscles in my body that I don't think I've worked in.
That's awesome.
15 years of working out, and I'm not kidding.
Well,
Not exaggerating. I've never hurt so bad, but it's never felt so good at the same time. Like, I was like begging my husband, I'm like, can you please just massage my calves? They hurt so bad. He's like, no, I will later. And I was like, Craig, no, I'm serious. Like, I need your help. Like, I can't even walk.
no,
But
I
feel so much stronger knowing like I'm freaking doing it. And then my partner at work is doing it with me again. And we're like feeding off of each other. So whenever when he wants to give up, he sees me still going, and I'm like, let's cut it 10 instead of 12. And he's like, no, let's go. Let's get it. You know, and I'm like, yes, I love this. So,
well, good.
I don't know.
I'm glad. And that's why I
think
did the program. That's why I decided to do it, because it was out of my comfort zone and I felt like it was going to be hard on my body. And I felt like he was so intense that I was like, because I'm just like, even though I work out, I don't want to do all that really hard. I was worried about it being hard on my body too, I guess.
Well, I mean, you definitely have your sore days, and he acts like a really big hard ass, like in the sample workout, like where he's cussing, and
Yeah.
but it's really not. It's not really like that at all.
Okay.
And there's some workouts that are intense, but I burnt over 450 calories in 40 minutes.
Holy cow.
That's I don't do that. I do that when I run 5 miles.
Yeah, people are getting great results. So I mean, obviously it's a good
Yes.
program. No, I'm excited. I need to start it, but I'm gonna wait till I finish the 3-day refresh because there's no way.
Sorry.
No,
Craig's like, you're so loud.
Let's take a picture really quick.
Oh boy.
Jessica, there you are. I would
Just do one of these, Jess.
Okay, ready? Cheese.
Did you take it?
Got it. Sorry, it's so hard to I don't know.
And my iPad's all turned and
Yeah. I won't keep you. I can't think of anything else. New coach groups started today, so if y'all have anyone that would want to jump in that, and if you don't, it's okay. You're looking for new people. You're looking for new blood. You're not focusing on someone who's like dragging their feet. You're looking for new people who have interests, who have energy, who are excited and want to jump in. You know?
yes.
Okay, well, I've got to get off here and schedule my post for the challenge group and do some invites because I haven't done any today. So
I might give you a call tomorrow.
yeah, that sounds good. I'm around all day.
Okay, perfect. Same here. It's my day off.
Okay. Well,
So I'll just message you.
It was good. We haven't had our own team call for a while, and it was just nice to do that. So
I think so too.
next week, Jessica's leading the call. So yeah. All right.
All right.
Crush your week.
See you guys.
All right. Bye.